Well, traders might be celebrating the Dow closing over 9,000 for the first time since January, while Wall Street is riding high, marking its best 2 weeks in 9 years. But it is a totally different story on Main Street. As you know, unemployment is still up. Consumer confidence is still down. Well, Uri Maan is a business and financial analyst. He's also the author of Getting Good Jobs in Tough Times, which is tough to do, so folks need to read your book to find out how to do that, especially those who are unemployed and having a tough time finding jobs right now. Why the disconnect between Wall Street and Main Street? Because we're seeing the numbers looking good on Wall Street. Obviously, though, on Main Street, unemployment is still at a record high.
Ainsley, great to see you. By the way, I'm sorry I missed the memo. I see today is Wear Yellow Day.
Yellow, I know.
So,
what are you doing? What are you thinking? We'll forgive you.
You guys look great. You look great. Well, you know, that's a good question. I mean, why is there a disconnect? And the question should really be, is there a disconnect? Because in the past, the stock market has never really been a barometer for where the economy is today. In the past, it's lagged economic conditions, or it's moved forward based on momentum, which was not realistic. Currently, you can look at the economy and you can say to yourself, you know, things are doing very poorly on Main Street, and everybody wants to know, why did the economy go from 14,000 to 6,000? And I think it's important to look back. Let's think back of where we were at 6,600 at the low point. Everybody was thinking about Armageddon. I mean, people were thinking it's the end of the world, that our whole way of life was over. And, right, absolutely. And today, you know, that's not the case. That entire sentiment, that idea that our system doesn't work and that we should all sell everything and move, you know, that's over. And people just see now what's going on is they look at the economy. The stock market is reflecting that the economy is deteriorating, but nobody believes that the end of the world is here.
Yeah, well, things have changed very quickly. And what about as far as traders are concerned? I know there's so many different types of traders. What does it mean for those folks?
Well, you know, if we look like generalizing about the different types of traders, the proprietary traders, those prop traders who are essentially, they get a specific exposure from their bank, and they're almost like professional gamblers. They bet up and down. They really don't care that the stock market is up and the economy is down, because essentially if they have the right position, you know, they thrive on volatility. Same with the market makers. The market makers are these traders that essentially have a book of securities and need to provide pricing for their salespeople who are accessing the institutional investors. You know, the traders that do care about this are the ones that are issuing new securities, like equity capital markets people who are underwriting new issues. You know, they want the stock market to be high at all times so they can underwrite new issues and companies can get access to capital from new offerings. I think what's really important, if you look at what the traders need to evaluate today, they have a very difficult job, traders and equity analysts, because they're looking at earnings and looking at specific microeconomic aspects of companies, but they have a backdrop of all the, you know, this difficult economic environment where nobody knows where the economy is going. I mean, you look at the economy, you got write-offs in commercial real estate coming up. People are worried about recasting of interest rates with home mortgages. There's so many other issues, inflationary pressure. People just don't know where the economy is going. So the fact that earnings are coming out, and you have better than expected earnings, it doesn't mean much. I mean, let's just take one example. Look at Intel. I mean, Intel just came out with better than expected earnings.
Right.
You know, should we be excited? I mean, the reality is their earnings are, you know, less than half of what they were the year before. Well, so, you know, we can't get excited. Yeah.
If these are better than expected earnings, how can we really trust these guys that are the analysts out there that are telling us the economy is going to be better or worse? I mean, they're not getting the earnings. They're not projecting the earnings correctly, so how do we know who to trust?
Well, you know, that's a great question. I mean, nobody has a crystal ball and can tell. I think the key thing here is we need to watch consumer confidence, and consumer confidence is going to take a long time. You know, I was telling a friend of mine the other day, consumer confidence, you know, it's like going after a long-lost girlfriend after a devastating breakup. I mean, you could write love letters, you can offer her a marriage ring.
And you're never going to get her back.
You can do it. And it's going to take a long time to get them back, and it's going to take a long time to put Americans back to work, and we just have to work very hard at it, and you know, and be optimistic. I'd like to be optimistic, and hopefully, you know, that we're on the right track now.
Well, and your book is titled "Getting Good Jobs in Tough Times." For folks out there that don't have jobs right now, they don't really care about the stock market. Probably they just want to make money to be able to invest. What do you say to those folks? When are we going to see unemployment go down?
That's a good question. I think we have several quarters, you know, of increased unemployment. I think the unemployment rate is going to go up above 10%. But I think that if you do the right things, even in today's economy, you can find a good paying job. You need to network. You need to use access alumni from whatever college institutions you went to. You know, I went to Michigan. You went to University of South Carolina.
Whoa,
we all need to reach out to
I'm
people we know
impressed.
that work in industries.
You've
Yeah,
done your
right?
research. How'd you know that?
Yeah, well, no, I've read about you.
Oh, well, thanks. And by the way, pink actually does match yellow. So you're doing A-okay.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
All right, so we look good together.
You're welcome
Okay.
anytime. Thank you so
All right,
much.
Well,
Thanks
you
for your
know,
time
it's
today.
summer. I mean, look,
Is
it's
he hitting on
summer.
me on live
it's
TV?
Summer. It's summer.
Did that
and
just happen?
We look great, so it's summer. You know,
Yeah.
it's nice and springy and summery. You're right.
Eastery, right?
Have you looked at your phone bill lately?
I don't want to.
I know.
I
Have you?
hate getting it.
Well, if you take a look at your phone bill, you may not have ever even known about this, but there's a little charge that's probably in there. It's called